Okay, everyone. So recently I have been consistently been pursuing knowledge and doing more and working more, learning more, just accomplishing things. And so just recently, it's a little weird, but I actually asked ChatGPT. I said, the more I learn, the more I realize that I don't know. This is causing me the urge to work more, do more, learn more. How do I keep my balance on trying to learn more and do more with just being content and fine with not knowing everything? And ChatGPT, not gonna lie, my ChatGPT is very friendly to me, very kind, very understanding, which is really, really interesting. And ChatGPT said to me, "That's such a deep realization. It shows you're truly embracing the learning process. The more you know, the more you see how much more there is to learn, and that can be both exciting and overwhelming. Here's how you can balance your drive to learn and do more while maintaining peace with what you don't know." And let me just summarize it up for you. But literally, it's just understanding that we will never know everything, and that's totally fine. And setting priorities on exactly what you should focus on. Scheduling your learning time, set limits, making sure you understand that you have a finite time. Like, it's not infinite time here on earth. In this minute, like life here, we only have a finite time. And at least in this earth, that's what it is right now. And then you should celebrate what you do know. Be present and enjoy the process of learning. Accept that rest is productive too. And let go of the fear of missing out. Not gonna lie, ChatGPT, that was an awesome answer. Like when people say the past, the present, and the future, like we can never go back to the past. The future is never in our hands, but the present is now. And I think there's like a proverb that if you watch Kung Fu Panda, I don't want to chop it up, but if I can search it up real quick. So I just searched it up, and this was one of my favorite movies when I was a little girl. I watched Kung Fu Panda consistently, like over and over and over again. I even cried in this movie. But the quote is, "Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That's why it's called the present." And not gonna lie, I wish that, like back then when I was younger, that was so true to me. I was here for the here and now, the focus, just the present. But as I grew older, I started thinking about the history, thinking about the mystery of the future and how would I get to where I need to be. And I realized that as a young child, when I was a young child, I was only living for the day. Living for the day every single day, all the way until my high school years, living every day as just the day, the now. And once I got older, I guess we get all these worries, all these burdens, all these history, all these baggage. And I just started to realize my viewpoint has gotten so far into the future, sometimes grabbing into the past, but sometimes missing out on the now. And honestly, ChatGPT has pointed to me that I need to let God and let go. Because honestly, I cannot know everything. Even the experts in the field have gaps in their knowledge. I think that's one thing that we should learn, is that every single person in our lives that we come across has gaps in their knowledge. And because of that gap, That's literally showing that we shouldn't always judge every single thing about a person. They're never going to be perfect. And that's what makes us human. We are not robots. We think, we create, we love, we understand, and we don't understand. And honestly, I have learned that since we don't know everything, why in the world are we always nitpicking on other people? Why are we always trying to make sure we're the ones correct? We need to learn and understand that the more we know, the more we actually don't know. And I think that's great to know, but it's also great to balance that we shouldn't, if we don't know a lot, we should balance between, like, once we start learning more, we should balance if we should continue working or we should rest. Balance is really, 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 really important. And the more I live life, the more I realize balance is like one of the core consistencies. It may seem slow, but slow makes good progress. And from Rachel Rodgers, I read one of her books recently. She said, slow is smooth, and that's what makes it fast. And I think that's what her father told her. But honestly, that's a really good quote. Balance is slow. Yes, we have to take our time. We don't rush into things, and we move in a more consistent pace. And yes, we can specialize. Yes, we have moments, we have our talents, we have our focuses. Yes, I understand that. But when we miss out on the basics and we don't focus, we don't live for the now, and we're always rushing to the tomorrowland or grasping and wasting our time in the history land, it's just amazing. I just realized that, yes, there's a lot to know, but you don't have to know everything. And I think the greatest hope you can have is that your life, this could be the greatest hope or the greatest fear you could have, is God in your life, because he's taking care of everything. If nothing is taking care of you in this life where you can't know everything, anything can happen to you. But where are you going to grab that hope? Who's in control? If you're not with God, then God is not protecting you. I mean, he may protect you for some certain things in certain aspects, but if you're not with God, if you don't understand that God is in control, how are you going to find rest? Real rest, peace. And I've felt that before, and sometimes I feel that way, and I wonder, what am I doing? But I've come to realize that God is our safety net. And it's not a weakness. Yes, we are human. We are weak. Yes, that's exactly it. We are weak, but believing in God is not a weakness. It is a strength, because we find a rest in him. Because we understand he's in control, that good will always win, that justice will come, that mercy is there, that grace is there, that everything you ever need is there, and it's all in God. That's literally it. And I'm so happy ChatGPT said that, because it has made me learn more about God, but not only learn more about God, but to realize how much trusting God is so important. Because if you don't trust God, what are you trusting in? Are you trusting in your own abilities to know everything? No, that's a very bad place to be in, because you cannot trust everything you know, because you are not always correct. I'm not always correct. And we don't know everything. We have gaps in our knowledge. Even experts have gaps in their knowledge. And experts don't know everything. They may be an expert on one field. But how about the other fields? How about the other fields of life? And that's what makes things amazing. And I think that's why it's very important to trust in God.